Hi, everybody. Just wanted to come in and talk about the energy for the next couple of weeks. I think I'm going to start doing these every other week because that seems to just work better for me. But we'll give it a shot, see how it goes. Otherwise, I could go back to every week, but I'm just going to try every week and see how that does. It seems to work a little bit better for me. Let's talk about what's going on. The energy this week, first of all, there's a lot of manifestation coming forward for a lot of people. A few months ago, I talked about manifestation and planting those seeds and coming up on the season of reaping that harvest. And we are now in that season of being able to reap that harvest. I also talked about some manifestation principles. So if you didn't get to see that video, I'll put a link to it in the description of this one, so you can go back and remind yourself, if you did see it, of what seeds you were planting. And if you've not planted seeds, you can find out some of the techniques you can use to actually do that and get it to work for you. Manifestation is a thing. And if you're seeing some of that, wonderful. If you're not, hang on. It's still coming. We are continuing to manifest. It could be coming very, very soon. And I would add that this is what I would call manifestation part 2, which means that whether you see the manifestation or not right now, this is a good time to plant additional seeds because there will be more manifestation coming later on in the upcoming months and weeks. You can manifest any time of year. You absolutely can. There just are some periods where the energy around that is a little bit better than others. And we're going through this time of these super moon energies, which I want to talk about. There is this beautiful, thick, flowy, watery fluid kind of energy happening this week. I think that is probably because of the blue supermoon in Pisces. It is the largest supermoon of the year. So that is a tremendous amount of energy, and it's a very flowing energy. So it really is going to be a good time to just sort of go with the flow, see how things are going for you, let it move you along. This is a good time to think about the last super blue full moon, which was on August 22nd, 2021. So if you want to go back and consider what might have been going on in your life in August of 2021, around the 22nd, during the blue moon at that time, this can be a good time to release and close a lot of that out if it has not yet done so, and you can remember what that was about for you. But even if you don't, just know that this is going to be a really good time to close some things out, clean some things up. This is really good energy right now to clean some things out. Your closet, your drawers, your cabinets, your files on your computer or whatever. There is a really beautiful energy around that. And just to remind yourself to go with the flow. And I say that because, Venus is still in retrograde and should be till the 3rd or 4th of September, I believe, where it will then go direct. Venus is all about feminine energy, which works beautifully with this Pisces full moon that's coming up. It's also about relationships around, the feminine energies in your life. Sisters, mothers, daughters, friends of the female nature. There's a lot of healing and maybe some challenges that could come up in that regard. And this is not because of the relationship per se. It's just because of the feminine energies, the divine feminine energies within us that are trying to balance out. And I like to point out that feminine energy is not about your anatomy. We all carry masculine and feminine energies. So it's just a really good time to work with those feminine energies internally and externally that come across our path to develop some healing relationships, to reveal what might need to be adjusted, amended, healed in some of those relationships as well. Venus, of course, is most often associated with love. I'd say it's more about divine feminine energy, but that can be a theme too. When Venus is in retrograde, this is not necessarily a good time to work through any major issues. Just go with the flow. Let that Pisces energy sort of just move you wherever things move you, and just sort of rest and trust in that. Also, Mercury is in retrograde right now and will be till the middle of September. And people have different feelings about Mercury in retrograde. I was born with Mercury in retrograde, so it's not like a scary thing for me per se. If you were born with Mercury in retrograde, this is going to be a time where you could find yourself really heady and in your head and being concerned about, the way you are perceived in the world, or overthinking. You know, if you were born with Mercury in retrograde, it's going to be kind of your MO anyway. But that could especially be a theme for you right now, while Mercury is in retrograde and while we have this Pisces new moon, which is this deep, emotional, watery energy. That could also add to that. You know, I'm not an astrologer. If you want to know more about that stuff, you can look up an astrologer. They can help you work through those things in your chart. It's good to know, in my opinion, what's in your chart because it can help you learn how to navigate some of this stuff when it comes up. So that's the main reason I bring it up. So I just wanted to say that we've got a lot happening for the next couple of weeks. Work on your manifestation. Work on your gratitude. Work on your gratitude. Be grateful for what's happening in your life and the experiences that you're having. Sometimes things don't feel good, but they almost always are for our good in the end. And so if you can just trust and know and believe that and just go with the flow, ride that beautiful Pisces wave and know that sooner or later it's all going to come together for you, and just hang in and do that. So if you have any questions for me on any of that, feel free to put a comment in the comment section. I am me. I can respond to you as I am able. And yeah, I just hope you're having a great couple of weeks here, enjoying this full moon energy. Definitely a good time for some salt baths, always, right? And the reason I recommend salt baths is because they're really good for pulling out energy and for allowing things to come forward and be cleansed out. And it's always nice to take a nice shower after a salt bath to sort of help wash away some of the residual energy that may have been coming up during the bath. Stay in there for 30 minutes. Not really good to be in there much longer than that. You can put some crystals in the water and charge it. Also good. Research the crystals, make sure they're not toxic, and also make sure that they're not of the softer variety, because those can actually, whittle away in the water if you leave them in there or do that too often. Journaling, really good time to do some journaling, introspection, not too much introspection if that Mercury retrograde is activating you, but enough introspection to show yourself the love and appreciation and attention that you probably are asking yourself for and that you really deserve and maybe even desire. Those are some of the things that you can do to help you navigate through this time. Also journaling about your manifestations. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this in the prior video, but one of the things that you can really do is a recording, of the things that you're manifesting, and listen to it first thing in the morning, listen to it in the evening. I did mention that in the prior video, but it didn't hurt to mention it again now that I'm thinking about it. But those are some of the things that you can do. Vision boards, if you're into that, that can be a good thing to do too. What am I forgetting? Oh, yes. We still have that North Node in Aries and our South Node in Libra. So if you have Pisces, Aries, Libra placements in your chart right now, this could be a really great time for you. Collectively, it's a good time for us to learn how to move out of that South Node Libra energy, which is potentially a very, in its unevolved form, which is potentially a very codependent energy. It's an energy that's more concerned with others than necessarily with ourselves. That's where the introspection can be useful if you find yourself being drawn to things outside of yourself, to the lives of other people or another person in particular. This could be a sign that you actually need to introspect and go inward during this time. That could be a part of that Libra South Node energy in operation, helping us move more towards a balanced Aries energy. Aries, when it's balanced, is more about interdependent relationships. It's about being able to have relationships that are mutually agreeable and that meet each other in a mutual space, but that aren't you being more concerned about another person or another person being more concerned about you, and all that enmeshment and codependency and all of that. It's more of an interdependent, not an uber dependent. Aries in its unevolved form is a very uber independent energy. It is an energy that can be fixed and stubborn and doesn't want any help. So we're sort of finding a balance between those two energies collectively to help us move into more of a healthy interdependent place. That means that there could be some things coming up that are residual, particularly around this Pisces full moon that's coming up, because these are usually emotional issues, right? So there could be some things coming up about that need to be cleared out that will continue to help us move into that evolved Aries energy. So there's some things you can think about too. I did a video on the North and South Node in Aries. I think I'll put that in the description along with the video about manifestation in case you haven't seen that one either. Anyway, as I was saying, I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks here. Hope things are going well for you, whether it's morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. And as always, may you ever live inspired. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.